Paul said this in the first part of Romans. He said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel because it's the power of God for the salvation of everyone who believes. What is that gospel? It's the fact that God became a human being, and in order to relate and understand, and as we see, to be the perfect sacrifice, because He took our sin on the cross. Our sin, our shame, our guilt, our fear, everything. He took on that cross, and then He was put in a tomb, but did not stay there. He rose from the dead, and then He went back to heaven where He gave us His Holy Spirit, He gives us His holy people, and He is our high priest working on our behalf. The reason He had to do that was because sin invaded our world, and we live in a fallen, broken world. And if we live long enough, we will sin, and it will violate that relationship with God. And the gospel is the solution to that. What's the result when we embrace that gospel? When we bury that old person, Romans 6, bury that old person and raise to walk a new life? It's this renewal process. Literally, we are living a life between the ascension and His second coming. Or maybe one way of looking at it, we're living between two resurrections. Our resurrection out of a watery grave, I'll refer you back to Romans 6 on that. Our resurrection from a watery grave and our resurrection from the ground. We're living between two resurrections, and that is who we are. The struggle is a real struggle between our flesh and our mind. Our mind wants to do one thing, our flesh wants something else. And then sometimes our minds get away and our flesh follows. And it is a struggle there. The continuing work of the gospel is the redemption of our minds and our bodies, every being of us. Our salvation is secure. We are kept and guarded in heaven. Our redemption is being revealed through the renewing of our mind, and eventually whenever there is a resurrection from the dead and we're reunited with that to meet Him in the air. Romans 12:1, those words that are there, I'll refer back to it here. Don't conform any longer to the pattern of this world. The word there is the word where we get our word schematics, where there is a blueprint. The world has a blueprint. And Paul is saying, don't conform to the blueprint or the schematics of this world. But he says to be transformed, to be, the Greek word there is where we get our word metamorphosis, where we're changed. The only other place in the New Testament that is used is in the Gospels when Jesus was on the Mount of Transfiguration.